Oh my God, I cannot believe this. I saw this last night and it's been preying on my mind all night long, and it was there first thing when I woke up, and I cannot believe this. This is so wrong. This cannot, will not, must not, should not sustain. This will not sustain. This is so wrong. And this, what this is, I'm going to tell you and talk about this in the course of this video. Now, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about this. Your comments make a difference to me, right? And if you're watching this on YouTube, come over to bittube.tv, because that's where I post my videos. You're probably getting this 1 or 2 days later if you're watching it on YouTube. So find me first on bittube.tv, and that's because of YouTube's increasing censorship and shadow banning of alternative voices. Also, please follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, and my Telegram channel, CryptoRichOfficial, and the link's in the description below. And before I continue, let's go over to the titles and a quick word from a sponsor. Protect your privacy and your freedom. Use a VPN. Discount code for NordVPN in the description below with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay, I'm recording this on a cold morning in the UK, which is why I'm all wrapped up warm. I'm outside in the garden because I just like being outside, especially now during this lockdown. Now, if you're new to my channel, I ordinarily cover cryptocurrencies. This video isn't about cryptocurrencies. I occasionally do videos about politics. This one is political, but in a very particular way. And I'm also going to tell you some stuff about myself, stuff that I've never ever disclosed on any of my videos, I'm pretty sure. And I've been running this channel for about 3 years, right? Now, please do subscribe if you want to find out and learn about particular cryptocurrency projects. This is the new kind of money that's decentralized, can't be controlled by states and governments, and that is going to give us financial freedom in the face of all the money printing that governments everywhere are doing. And I'm also going to talk about what is it that is so wrong that I think cannot sustain, and it pertains to the lockdown and the coronavirus and what that is doing to us and how we're responding to it. So I'm going to start by saying a little bit about myself. And one of the things that happened to me when I was a kid, I was molested by the father of a playmate. Now, in terms of, what actually happened, it wasn't all that severe, I don't think, right? But I did make a decision. I decided that I was no good, and I also decided don't go near men, and that men do terrible things to children. And how it transpired over the years is I ended up in child protection social work because I wanted to be there for other children. Now, along the way, I was, growing up in North London in a school with a very diverse population. Over 60% of the children were black or Asian. And I remember in the early 80s when the South African Prime Minister was coming to the UK for a state visit. And I was appalled when I learnt about this and saw this on the news and stuff, that in my school they hadn't taught us about the horrors of apartheid. So I got involved in politics. And one of the things that shaped my outlook, my political outlook, is a stand for justice for the most dispossessed and disadvantaged. And I don't think there's any group that's more dispossessed and more disadvantaged and more disenfranchised than children who are being abused. And that's partly one of the reasons why I ended up becoming a child protection social worker, and how that all shaped out, right? My whole experience of learning about children, what really awful, horrific parenting by parents who are messed up and damaged themselves, what that does to children and how it manifests, was I started looking at what was the other end, what was really great parenting. So I'm going to do a slight diversion here because I want to share something with you. Let me share my screen. So this is my BitTube channel, and I do recommend that you sign up and register with BitTube. I think alternative platforms like BitTube, Library, 3Speak Online, I don't particularly like BitChute, I don't post on BitChute. I think they're going to get more and more popular as YouTube, Facebook, and the others, the mainstream platforms, get more and more censorious. And what I want to refer you to is this interview that I did with Onyavin. Onyavin is a passionate campaigner for integrity and fairness and justice within the cryptocurrency world. And this is an interview that isn't about cryptocurrency, it's about home education. So my kids have never ever been to school. And that was from the research that I did about what it takes to have children grow up to be well adjusted holistically, to do well academically, to do well in terms of their literacy, their social skills, everything. So, and also for me, I wasn't going to give my kids away to strangers. I'll give them away to relatives. I'll give them away to close family friends, close friends of mine or my wife, but I'm not giving them away to strangers. Hell no. So if you want to know more about home education and and more about my take on what home education provides for children and also for the parents, then I recommend you go and watch this interview, because in this interview, Onyaveen, he grills me. He says, well, what about this and what about that and what about this and what about that? Okay, so I'm now going to show you what I think is so horrific and why I think it's horrific, and I'd love to know what you think about this as well and why you think it is this way. So this tweet came across my feed last night. Let me read it. Children returning to school in France have been assigned play spaces. Now, I don't know about you, but I find this very, very sad. If nothing else, this pandemic will have succeeded in isolating people so they won't speak out against their new world order overlords. So here we go. This purports to be a shot of a playground in France. And you see these kids? They got these squares to play in, and that's where they're playing. So I've enlarged this picture, downloaded it and enlarged it so you can take a look, right? And I just think it's horrific. It is so unnatural. It so goes against our evolutionary, or if you're religiously minded, our God-given social design. We are the most pro-social of mammals. You know, our brain is a social organ. Neuroscience is confirming, demonstrating that how one brain talks to another without us knowing that it goes on. You know, one is the phenomenon of mirror neurons, which I talk about in the video interview with Onyaveen. This is horrific. And what we're going to have are children who are severely stunted in terms of their social development and miserable. You know, there is a correlation between play and happiness and brain development. Now, there's a correlation between play and being thermogenetic. All mammals and all birds play to some degree or another as part of their life cycle. All of them play. And if you look at the more intelligent members of those respective phyla, you'll notice they play more. So chimpanzees, they spend more of their lifetime playing as infants than, say, other mammals. Same with corvids, rooks, ravens. They play. Their intelligence is on a par with that of chimpanzees and dolphins and stuff. They have temporality. They have mind-mindedness, which means that they are conscious that other crows or rooks or ravens or magpies or jays, corvids, see the world differently. They're just extraordinarily intelligent animals, and they all play. All of them play. And that is correlated to brain development. Now, the idea of limiting children's play is as anti-mammalian as doing something to stop them generating body heat. It's one of the things that makes us mammals, that we play. We're warm-blooded and we play. So this is just absolutely horrific. I'm just going to turn my computer around and show you something. Can you see that? I like corvids. I had a pet magpie as a kid. It's a little diversion here. So anyway, so I put food out for the crows. Now, I don't think this will sustain this kind of authoritarian social distancing. This sort of control cannot sustain, because what we're going to have, if it does, is a deeply malfunctioning society. Like it's gonna mess up humanity. And I hope and I pray that there's something whereby our innate humanity will emerge and say no. No, in this instance, the cure for the coronavirus is as worse as the actual infection. Now, I'm not going to get into whether it's real or not and how much of it is a play by the powers that be and stuff, right? You know, frankly, I don't know. I really, really don't know. I do believe that taking vitamin D3, and I take a hell of a lot of it and sunbathe whenever I can, well, it offers really great protection, and also vitamin C, but I think in particular vitamin D, because you can take it once a week, take heavy doses with K2, and it protects you. And it may be the reason why dark-skinned populations in northern climes, like in the United States, in Europe, in the UK, in Sweden, are being afflicted worse by coronavirus, because they're more likely to be deficient in vitamin D than fairer-skinned people, because it takes them longer to generate it, and the sun is weaker here, and we don't spend the kind of time outdoors that we need to. We should not put up with this. This is unsustainable, and I am so glad that my children are not going to school and are not going to have this. And they're going to be free to play and free to learn and free to engage with others as they see fit. Let me go through some of the comments on that tweet. Wow, worse than prison yard. This is nothing short of torture. Our children are being tortured. Where are the psychologists? Why is the state isolating and torturing children? Today there are so many things that our children are put through. World Health Organization wants to start to educate kids on masturbation. Drag queens are visiting. Sexual orientation is being promoted. Shitty food, stupid gender games. I say let kids be kids and leave them alone. That's right. Let kids be kids. Eva Ramona says, kids are supposed to get each other's diseases. It's how they build up immunity. It's always been that way. In fact, we used to go one step further with chickenpox parties so it wouldn't affect them in later life. Green Real Deal, teaching separation to increase dependency and allow for easier surveillance. Truly cruel and evil. It's never been about the virus. All right, there you go. So look, let me know what you think. I shall link to this tweet in the description below. Please retweet this. Give me your comments. And if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, subscribe to my channel. I cover particular projects. Find out more. Bitcoin is coming. Get some gold and silver as well if you can. Also, I'm going to have a link at the end if you want to get for yourself vitamins at a discount if you use my affiliate code. Between now and when I see you next, please let your children play. This is Crypto Rich signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.